There are 5 major geopolitical trends that will shape the world in the coming years. 1. The continued rise of China. 2. The decline of the West. 3. The struggle for global leadership between China and the US for the increasing multipolarity of the world. And 5. The return of history. China's rise has been nothing short of spectacular. In just a few decades, it has lifted hundreds of millions out of poverty and emerged as a global power. Its economy is now the second largest in the world, and its military is the largest in terms of personnel. China's rise has been made possible by its unique model of state capitalism, which has allowed it to pool the resources of the entire nation towards its strategic goals. China's rise has not been without its challenges. The country has faced criticism for its human rights record and its increasingly confrontational stance towards its neighbors. But these challenges have not slowed down China's rise. In fact, in recent years, China has become even more assertive on the international stage. It has conducted military drills in the South China Sea, launched a trade war with the United States, and taken a more active role in global affairs. China's rise is a challenge and an opportunity for the rest of the world. For the United States, China's rise has been framed as a threat. But China's rise also represents an opportunity for the US to engage in a positive way. So far, however, the US has not been able to find a way to deal with China that is both tough and positive. The result has been a series of tit-for-tat moves between the two countries. As China continues to rise, it will be important for the US to find a way to deal with this new power that is both firm and constructive. Failure to do so could see the rivalry between the two countries spiral into conflict. The West's decline has been going on for some time now. The countries of Western Europe and North America have lost their dominant position in the world economy, and their influence on global affairs has waned. This decline has been caused by a number of factors, including the rise of new economic powers like China and India, the end of the Cold War, and the rise of new global challenges like climate change. Despite their decline, the countries of the West still wield considerable power. They have strong economies and militaries, and they control many of the world's most important institutions. However, their power is declining and will continue to decline in the years to come. This decline poses a challenge for the countries of the West. They need to find a way to stay relevant in a world that is changing rapidly. So far, they have not been able to do this. The result has been a series of crises and missteps. The struggle for global leadership between China and the US is likely to intensify in the years to come. Both countries have the potential to be the world's leading power, but only one of them will emerge victorious. The outcome of this struggle will have a profound impact on the world order. It will determine which country sets the rules and sets the agenda on the global stage. It will also determine the balance of power between the two countries and their respective allies. There are a number of factors that will determine the outcome of this struggle. The first is economic strength. Both China and the US have very strong economies, but China's economy is growing faster. If this trend continues, then China will eventually overtake the US as the world's leading economic power. The second factor is military strength. The US currently has the most powerful military in the world, but China's military is growing rapidly. If this trend continues, then China will eventually overtake the US as the world's leading military power. The third factor is technological innovation. The US has traditionally been the world's most innovative country, but China is catching up fast. If China can continue to invest in research and development at the same level as the US, then it will eventually overtake the US as the world's most innovative country. The world is becoming increasingly multipolar. This means that there is no single power center and that there are multiple centers of power. This shift is being driven by the rise of new powers like China and India, and the decline of traditional Western powers like the United States and Western Europe. A more multipolar world is good for stability. When there is no single power center, it is harder for any one power to dominate or control the others. This creates a more stable international system. A more multipolar world also creates more opportunities for cooperation. When there are multiple power centers, it is easier for countries to find common ground and work together. This creates more opportunities for cooperation. Finally, a more multipolar world is better for development. When there are multiple power centers, it is harder for any one power to exploit the others. This allows poorer countries to develop more easily and catch up to the wealthier countries. The return of history refers to the idea that the world is becoming a more dangerous place. This is due to the breakdown of the post-Cold War order and the rise of new threats like terrorism and nuclear proliferation. In a world that is becoming more dangerous, countries need to be prepared to defend themselves. They also need to be prepared to defend their interests abroad. This means that the era of peace and cooperation is over, and that we are entering a new era of competition and conflict. In conclusion, these 5 trends will shape the world in the coming years. They are the continued rise of China, the decline of the West, the struggle for global leadership between China and the US, the increasing multipolarity of the world, and the return of history. We are entering a new era in world history, an era defined by these 5 trends. How we manage these trends will determine whether it is a positive era or a negative one. We can either embrace these trends and try to make the best of them, or we can resist them and try to preserve the old world order. If we choose the former, then we will enter a new era of peace and prosperity. If we choose the latter, then we will enter a new era of conflict and instability. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it.